Hi everyone, we're at John Sadler's Auto Repair and we're doing the follow-up video on the rear brakes now on a 2008 Honda Pilot that was serviced by Firestone Complete Auto Care. And we're doing the same thing as we did in the previous video. We did the front brakes with the dial indicator, we took it apart and showed you what was going on. Now the front brakes are all repaired, now I'm going to show you what's going on with the back brakes. The first thing I noticed right up front, and there's a hole right here, and how it has a recessed lip. There's supposed to be a rubber plug there. It's a maintenance plug so you can adjust the parking brake shoes inside of this drum. So someone has removed that and not put it back on, which allows water, road debris, whatever to get inside there. So I ordered 2 more of those from Honda, and it's got the same thing on the other side where the plug is completely missing. So someone had, usually when they had the rotor off and they put it on a lathe or something, they forget to put these back in, and that's what happened there. Okay, so next we're going to go to the dial indicator and get a little backlight there. Okay, we're going to go back to 0 here. Okay, there's 0. And we'll go around here. Okay, there's 7, 8,000ths of an inch. So remember our specification, the max is 3. And I can feel when I turn it, it gets real easy, then it gets tight. So there's our 0, just past 0. There's 5. And there's 8. And we'll go a third time. You know you have the tool set up right if you get the same reading every time. That's why it's not being redundant, it's being thorough. Okay, there's our 8,000ths. So that rotor's only supposed to have 3,000ths per at the most. So it's 5,000ths over the maximum. And so by the time you try to resurface that, it'll be too thin, it'll be no good. So I've ordered 2 new brake rotors for it. Those can't be resurfaced anymore. Okay, now we'll take our caliper mounting off. And get some light for us there. These aren't as tight as the front ones were. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll lift the caliper off. And it looks like they use this like rubbery kind of stuff to try and make it quiet. So the customer actually went there twice to get the problem repaired. And that's when she found me and came to have me look. Okay, so let's see if the pin comes out of the bottom here. Get the boot back. Pretty bad, it's not moving, so we had the same kind of issue at the front. So there's no way that should be like that. So you can see that bushing on the bottom there. If you look at the factory manual again, I'll have to check the position, which one's supposed to have that. But what's happened is that bushing's worn out. And this thing, obviously, you can see this is all dried up inside here. It hasn't been apart in a long time. So they got the same problem, brakes sticking on. So you know that one, you can see there's a little bit more grease. So that's similar to kind of how it's supposed to look. That one's not as dried out. So what happens is these rubber bushings go bad, and they get expanded some, and they make this pin hang up. But there's no recent work done on this whatsoever. So that's not a good sign at all. Okay, let's get our pads off of there. And the inboard pad has a pad indicator sensor on there. It's on the bottom Let's see, the bad indicator, wind indicator on the bottom. So on this one they have the pad incorrectly. And the other one, there's no, that can go in any way. You can see this hardware is really old, that holds it in place there. So we got new hardware for it. We have a new rubber bushing, and I'll bring these over here so we can match them up. When you buy the pads from the manufacturer, you can see where the paint wears off, and they put that glue there. That's why they'll squeak sometimes. And when you buy them from Honda, you can just see it's a whole different setup. Then they have these different shims with the Teflon and the stainless steel, and that's going to keep from just having the metal, just the pad backing. So, and then here's all the new hardware where we get the new retainers, and then inside there there's going to be a couple of those little O-rings in there, or the little guide pin bushing, I think is what the technical term for it is. Yeah, there's one right there, guide pin bushing. So the things that wear out and make those stick, I just know from experience. But that's why I just use the factory part. You don't have to fool around putting glue or putting sealer on it. And obviously these were sticking because again, we can't get the guide pin out. And the problem with this happened is I got a comment that someone says if you can get it out that it wasn't sticking. Well, the problem is this is going to get hot. This is going to expand even more. This is going to get tighter the more the consumer drives the vehicle. So, and then when you're inside of here, there's a hole inside of here, and there's a little star adjusting wheel that looks like it's never been moved because they put blue paint on it from the factory. And you turn this all the way out till the rotor won't turn, and then you turn it back in 5 clicks. And that's how you adjust that. So that's that. You know, now you see what it was, and now you see what it's supposed to be. It's just an amazing difference when some of these people think it's satisfactory, what is okay to do, and let someone drive around in it with their family. The brakes weren't working good at all. They're making noise, they're fading. The stopping power was just horrible. And then with those warp like that, that's a huge problem. I didn't notice you shaking the brake pedal, but there was going to come a time where you're going to get one. And when you got 8,000ths of an inch, and every time the pad hits, it's going to go 8,000ths of an inch before it hits again. They're going to have that big gap in there. The braking performance is severely lost. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.